Yo, what's up, everybody? Say it here from Check the Hypocrisy, outside in the nature. It's really nice to get out in the nature. You know, some people don't know about getting out in the nature because they'd rather spend their waking hours inside and consistently underneath the air conditioning all the time, which makes no sense. It's a nice cool breeze blowing out here, and it is really nice. Anyway, I'm out here having a Swisher Sweet, almost like a tongue twister, a Swisher Sweet cigar. And what I would like to discuss today is the irony of family and friends. You have family members, and then you have people who you consider your friends. Well, it's like, let me go ahead and get started with the theme. Your family members, they can be some of the worst people you ever meet in this life. I mean, really. They can treat you worse than most strangers will. And they always want you to walk a tight rope as to how they think you should be living your life. There's a term I coined about the family. I call it the family mafia. The family mafia is when your family tries to take control of your life, your whole life. And if you don't put your foot down, it'll continue to happen. And the minute you put your foot down, then you become very unpopular with them. It's going to happen. When somebody can't string you along, they're going to, think that oh, they're rebelling against me or whatever. Yeah, of course I'm rebelling against you because this is my life. It's not your life. As a kid, you have to put up with it. But as an adult, you don't have to put up with it. And here's the thing. You grow up with values and narratives as a kid because you don't know any better. And you're trying to, let's say a baby comes out. And the baby doesn't know any better, of course. The neighbor's dogs over there. A baby comes out, and the baby doesn't know any better. A baby has to learn. So a community raises a child. So any, let's say any character traits that you have are developed through that community. You learn your social skills through them. You pick up good and bad habits from them, mostly bad. And it's like, you can't do anything others than that. That's the way it is. So you learn these things. And then what's supposed to happen is there should be a point in your life, because it's all about you. I mean, there's only so much you can do as far as other people are concerned, but you don't live your life for other people. You weren't born for those people. You were born for you. You had to be born. You had to go through your birth. Nobody helped you with that. The doctors and the midwives, they just assisted a little. But it was you that did the work. And of course, when you die, well, that's all you there. No one's going to die with you. So why do people think they have the exclusive right to tell you what to do. I don't get that. People think they actually have the exclusive right to tell you what to do. It's crazy. You know, you got to eat the food they want you to eat. You got to do the activities they want you to do. And if you don't do what they want you to do, well, they look at it and who does he or who does she think they are? So it's like going by on the golf carts. So it's like, you know, whose life is this? Is this my life or is this your life? Last time I checked, it was my life. So why in my adult years are you going to try to tell me what to do, try to dictate what I need to be doing? You know? And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. I'm sure of it. So I know I'm not the only one. I'm just discussing it because I'm sure whoever can feel this message that I'm giving out here, they'll be the ones to immediately relate to it. So there it is. So anyway, they want to have you follow them their whole life. You got to eat at the restaurants they want you to eat at. You know. And another thing, and this is one of the things that hurts kind of, you know. They don't, well, I can't speak for everybody on this, but human nature is a funny thing. It's like a crab in the barrel mentality. You know, people will say, oh, wow, that's great. You know, you're doing something new. You're getting ready to do this. You're getting ready to study that. You got a new car, got a new house. But down deep, they don't really feel like that, you see. They don't really feel like that. Down deep. And if you wait long enough, you'll see that they really are not for you, for your success, but quicker to see you fall. Why is that? Why is it that people whose DNA is, you know, constructed just like yours, right? Whose DNA is constructed, you know, with the same elements as yours, why is it that it's so hard to get along with these people? It's amazing. You seem to think that somebody composed of the same DNA that you have, that you would get along with them easily. It seems like that, but that's just not the way it is. And all siblings fight amongst each other. You know, all siblings fight amongst each other. You know, that's nothing new. Okay. There are some people who don't understand this. It's called sibling rivalry. It is actually a psychological term. Because every sibling, when they come out, they experience the parents first, mostly before they see any other siblings. So they start to develop the social binding with the parent. And every sibling thinks, well, these are my parents. Of course they're your parents, but you share them with somebody else. This is where the problems come in later on in life. Then they're competing with, validation from the parents. And some kids, the spoiled ones mainly, think they're supposed to get all the validation. But, So it's up to the parents to make sure that that doesn't happen. But does that happen? No. As a parent, you can be, you can be drawn to one kid if you're not careful. But you have to watch that type of thing, because if you have more kids, then you should show them equal validation. Don't give it all to one. Because in my experience, I can tell you, a spoiled child is a problem. Spare the rod, spoil the child is a bad narrative to follow. Because what's going to happen is this. That child is always going to get away with things that the others can't get away with. And that sets a pattern of that child thinking that the world is going to accommodate them the same way as well. But that's not going to happen. So what's going to happen later on is when that child grows into being an adult, that child's going to find out the hard way. The world doesn't accommodate your spoiled brattiness. It just doesn't. Then maybe that person, that child, now an adult, is going to experience some hard depression for that. And that's all thanks to the parents who perpetrated that. Not a good thing, spoiling your kids. But moving along, back to just the family members in general. As I said about the sibling rivalry is they're going to try to outdo each other. And then when you get a real rivalry going on, they're not going to really support each other. It's only going to be superficial. So down deep, when they act like they're happy for you, they're really waiting to see you fall flat on your face. Yeah. And I know some people out there that can relate to this, and there's others that may not. The cigar keeps going out. Yeah. And so that's what's happening. And that's what I call the family mafia. Now you got some so-called, now I'll move to the friends here. And you got some so-called friends. I call them so-called friends because, I found out in life. Also, you're going to find out, if you haven't found out already, some friends that you thought you knew, well, you're going to find out that they are not as you thought they were. Everything is supposed to be spiritual. And right now there's a spiritual war going on. And a spiritual war has nothing to do with the tangible. A spiritual war is, as the name, implies, it's spirits within us all. Good fighting the evil. And if you're not getting along with some people, it's probably because your good is battling with their evil. And in some cases, it could be the other way around. But when someone always wants you to do what they want you to do, to me, that's evil. They're not letting you live your life and be your best self. What's supposed to happen when you get older, young people? When you get older, you're supposed to look back at your life. When you hit a certain age, you're supposed to look back at your life and examine the narratives, all the narratives that you've learned. And you should ask yourself in a moment that you're reflecting, is this narrative, serving me? If the narrative's not serving you, then get rid of it. Get rid of it. I mean, if you're an adult woman or adult man of 20 years, 30 years, 40 years and up, you don't believe in Santa Claus, do you? That was a narrative that was given to you as a kid. And if you do, well, you better visit the Who Hotel because you're about ready for it. Now, the thing is, going by on the golf cart again. The thing is this. You have to learn to be you. You have to learn to love yourself. That's hard because you have people, I can't even talk now. You've had or you have people now in your life that, cigarette keeps going out. You have or had people in your life who have been instrumental in destroying your self-esteem. So you have to get that back. Because without your self-esteem, someone can easily lead you by your nose. Just lead you around. Make you feel bad. Not make you want to, be your best self. And try things that you want to try. Because in the end, it's all about, you and your happiness. Can you be happy? You can't be happy when somebody else is always trying to dictate what they think you should be doing in your life. It's not about that. It's not about that at all. It's your life. And when it's over, it's over. And if all you did was follow people, and in the end of days, you're laying on your deathbed and you're going, gee, I should have done this, I should have done that. I should have, woulda, could have. It's too late then. It's too late. You had the opportunity to do these things and you didn't do them. So you're supposed to take these opportunities. Because you only get one shot at it. And a lot of times, taking opportunities, most of the time, if not all of the time, taking opportunities that you think you should be taking, it's going to cost you some family members, and it's going to cost you some so-called friends. And if that's the case, then they didn't belong in your life anyway. I've always heard that God has a way to remove people who are not instrumental to your development. Remember that. And some people are supposed to come and go in your life, actually. I also learned that. They're not supposed to be there that long. They were there to help you along the way, help you learn who to be, who not to be, maybe even give you some good advice. Think about that one. So if something is not working out, even, a girlfriend, anybody, a friend, a girlfriend, a family member, and they decide they don't want to deal with you anymore, and you don't see them anymore, you don't hear anything from them anymore, that's God's way of removing them out of your life because they weren't instrumental to your growth. Yeah. In a world built on hypocrisy, we have to learn to understand these things. It's hard. But when you do, then you start to understand the spiritual a little bit. That's what they mean by a spiritual war. It's good against evil. Evil is going to always try to take you off of your game. especially if you're trying to be good. If you're trying to be good, evil's going to always be knocking at your door. What do they say? The devil, is always knocking at your door when you're trying to be good. And as it says in the Bible also, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So if you got nothing to do, then you got too much time to think about nothing. So a lot of people spend their lives being angry because they just got time to think. And they'll hate people for no reason. Hate begins at home. First of all, in order for you to hate someone else, you have to hate yourself first. It's just like a nuclear bomb. When a nuclear bomb explodes, it explodes from the nucleus, from the center first, and then it explodes outward. The energy is generated in the middle, and then it spreads. That's how hate is. That's how love is. Depends on what you got inside. Think about that one. So you have to hate yourself first in order to hate others. And then there's people who hate somebody else because that somebody else can do something that they can't, or be something that they can't, or be something that they're afraid to try to be, or be something that it takes work to be, and that other hater doesn't want to put the work in order to be that. Think about that. The cigar keeps going out. Yeah, so that's the deal here. The family mafia. Get out of it while you can, because you are an individual and your life belongs to you. Nobody should be telling you what to do with your life. It's bad enough the government and the establishment and the powers that be dictate our lives. We always got somebody dictating our lives. And it shouldn't even be that way. So be spiritual. And another thing, religious people. I know somebody's going to be salty with me about this one, but the most people that go running to church all the time and get mad at you because you don't want to go to church. Well, you need to go to church. Why? I see churches not doing you any good. You're still hating for no reason. And you're still committing all kinds of sin for no reason. Just because that's your narrative and you're holding on to it. So I say, people, examine your narratives, because your narrative, the narratives that you keep, are what shape you. And if you're holding on to some bogus narratives, then your character's not going to be much at all. Real talk. So I think I'm going to wind this talk down here. But just remember what I said. It's your life. Don't let anybody tell you what you should be doing. Do what you think you need to do. As long as you're not hurting anyone, and if it's a chance for you to grow, then do it. There are some people in my own family, there are some people who get upset with others because they decide to leave the state or leave the country and go live somewhere else. They think you should stay in podunk your whole life. Why? And these people who do these things, they never seem to see what they're doing is destructive. And you can't explain to them that what they're doing is destructive. That's sad. Live your life, people. Live your life. It's your life. And when it's over as far as the physical part of it. Energy cannot be destroyed. So your soul is energy. It's going somewhere else. Where, I don't know. But that part of you will not die. Only the physical, this here, what you can see. That's dying. And death is not a bad thing. It really isn't. Look at this economy that we live in. Is this a good place to be? All these bills we got to pay, and it keeps going up, 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 up. No, it's not a good thing. It really isn't. And death sets people free from this madness that we experience on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. So, think about the people who are dying or dead. They actually, they actually have the better cars. They're getting ready to leave this madness. The family mafia. Get out of it while you can. This is said once again. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We'll have some more things on the channel. That's Check the Hypocrisy on YouTube. Take care, be mindful, and peace out.